Well, a massive day for New York Rangers fans like myself as the hammer finally dropped. A lot of us wanted this to happen in the offseason, especially when the Rangers moved on from Barclay Goodrow, but Jacob Trouda has been traded, and I've got to admit, I wonder if you guys are like this too. Even though logically I sometimes know it's time to move on from a player, it still is sad. I see the intangibles that Trouba brings. Probably the leadership. He's just been around for so long. I think about the player that he should have been versus, I guess, what he is now, and it's a bummer. But hard to deny that Trouba's been hurting the Rangers. He struggles defensively. I find he really struggles moving the puck out of the defensive zone. He makes bad decisions across the ice, and all of that on a massive $8 million salary. I'm not going to lie, I was shocked that the Rangers managed to move Trouba without retaining. I was even more shocked that they did so with assets coming back. I'm not sure what Anaheim is thinking here. I mean, they probably see a player who can help their young D-core and help honestly improve one of the worst defenses in the league, and they're probably right, but they're doing the Rangers just a massive, massive favor here, and I'm just surprised that it turned out the way it did. I feel sort of bad for Trouba in that he wanted it to work, but it really feels like this delayed what should have happened during the offseason to the detriment of the Rangers. The Rangers were planning on waiving Trouba if they couldn't get a trade done, and I gotta say, I've seen a bit of pushback against this. Aaron Ward said, for example, using waivers to bypass an earned benefit that team used in negotiations to attract a player with a benefit they earned is a joke and a douche move. And I don't agree. Trouba had a no trade clause. He did not have a no move clause. You can negotiate for a no move clause. He didn't. Maybe that's part of the reason he got $56 million. If he wanted to protect against the possibility of being waived, you can take less money and take the no move clause. Like, this isn't a loophole. This is how waivers work. This is how you manage a roster. Anyway, obviously major implications here, not just for the future of the Rangers. The contract went through till the end of next season, but also the rest of this year. The Rangers now have an extra $8 million of salary they can spend, or if they choose not to, they'll have $27 million of rollover salary at the trade deadline. That's assuming that they actually make the playoffs. I don't really love the idea of the Rangers signing a bunch of rentals. I'd rather they actually pick up a decent piece, and I'd rather they do so early so that the team can actually, meld, especially if it is a big piece. Anyway, the other big Rangers news, and I've got to admit the optics of this are extremely strange, is that Igor Shesterkin has agreed to a contract extension, 8 years, $11.5 million. That was kind of the number being discussed earlier. I mean, that's a lot of money, and Igor has not been playing well this season, especially over the last 10 games, but he is sometimes streaky in the regular season. I do have faith, again, if they make playoffs, that he'll perform well and will continue to perform well. It goes without saying that a big part of how good this contract looks depends on the salary cap, which seems to be pretty wildly in motion. Anyway, I'm sure there'll be reason to discuss this later on. The NHL is talking a lot about this. Pat Verbeek he's on one. We're going to see Radko Gudas and Jacob Trouba on the same team, so I expect that will be violent, but just a really interesting day and a happy one for Rangers fans. Anyway, see you soon.